What a surprise. Oh my goodness. So one thing I've talked about before is how immigrants who are looking to come here to the country and get a quick buck, what they usually tend to cater to is the lowest common denominator here in the country, and that is white ignorance, specifically of the Republican Party. And the reason why is, first off, because they're low IQ, very, uneducated group of people, so you don't have to worry about them, fact checking you or calling you out in your BS. Two, they're already polarized. You have many of them watching Fox News who is telling them, anti-black propaganda, despite them losing one of the biggest lawsuits for defamation, due to lying about the election. So it's just like, okay, you're dumb, you're already polarized. So the narrative just has to be, America's great, black people bad, Democrats are Democrats. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then lastly, they got money. A lot of the boomers who are part of the white ignorant class of the Republican Party, they have money. And we see this time and time again. We saw how Trump, as far as exploited them when it came to Stop the Steal Fund. That money didn't go to anywhere. It went to his debt. But these, the boomer dumb class, the white ignorants are just like, well, we got to stop the steal. That's what we're going to do. That's what's going to happen. So it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine because it's a landscape of stupidity. It just is what it is. So the immigrants come here, and we have such notable immigrants, such as, the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, who is talking about, hey, black people need to get over slavery. What? What are you talking about? That's insane. You would never say that to Jewish people talking about, hey, we just need to get over the Holocaust. They never say that. They won't even say that about 9/11. Hey, we need to get over 9/11. They don't say that. But once again, anti-black racism is a surefire way to boost your finances. And if you're coming from, a third world country over here to the States, listen, you don't want to be broke here in the States. That's not why you came here. You came here to make money. So that's what they do. You have another one. I forgot her name, Gonzalez, whatever. She's the one that did like the mock execution of the illegal immigrant. Herself came here to the country, once again, an immigrant. But she does this hyperbolic sense of America, and all this, and, talking negatively of reparations or black people. That's what they do.
It is outrageous to see people asking for reparations, even though they never went through slavery. These ungrateful people should be celebrated because they were born in the greatest nation to ever exist.
You have Byron Donalds. He's admitted to his Caribbean roots and whatnot. But most notably, we have Vivek Ramaswamy, okay? This is what this video is about, because I find it hysterical that Vivek still hasn't learned his lesson, right? You would think that he would have learned when it came to Doge, because Vivek got booted out of Doge by criticizing white people, by saying, hey, this mediocrity is going to kill the country. That's what's going to happen. It's going to kill the country. That you guys say you don't want DEI, but it seems that you do want DEI, but for white people. Because if the Indian person who is more qualified for the job, they should get the job. And essentially, that didn't go over well to his white ignorant base. Beta! Rule number one, you never outshine the master. You don't criticize the same people who are funding you, who have created you in a sense. And that's what he did. He said, hey, now don't get me wrong, what he said is absolutely truthful, 100% truthful, but that's not what they pay you to tell them. They pay you to tell them propaganda. That's what they pay you to tell them. They pay you to tell them lies. Damn. And putting a mirror up to them is a surefire way to get fired, to get canceled, to get deported. That's how that works. I don't know what to tell you. So he gets booted from Doge. He has to put on a smile on his face. This is after they told him that, hey, you need to go back to 7-Eleven, right? They dubbed it as a joke. And, if you're in this position, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. Vivek is in between a rock and a hard space because there's nothing he can do. He has to put on a smile. He is forced because he's put himself in this situation where now he's aligned himself with a bunch of white ignorants that despise him. Beta! When it comes to the racism, he has to put on a smile on his face and say, well, I can take a joke. Okay, I can take a joke. That's what he's forced to do. He has no other option. What he then does is pivot to, well, I'm going to run for, governor of Ohio. Okay, let's see how that goes, right? So random, governor of Ohio. And you see this also, once again, with the other immigrant, Byron Donalds. Well, I'm going to run for, governor of Florida. Okay, all right. Vivek puts out a post for 4th of July, right? And he puts out a post with his, his wife and his 2 kids, and it's like, happy 4th of July. It's a harmless, post. It's, you should be celebrating family, everything that, the American dream, everything that the Republican Party alleges that they stand for, right? Oh, we're all for this is a legal immigrant, right? He's built a family, he's assimilated, all of this. And as I've said time and time again, that's not what they want. That is not what they want at all. So you have to understand that these people, as the scripture says, come here to kill, steal, and destroy. They're a lineage of evil. And you aligning yourself with the lineage of evil doesn't make them less evil.
Wake up, nigga.
It just makes you a puppet, right? It makes you a means to an end, because they will use you until they can, and then they will, discard of you. That's what will happen. So if you look at his post is filled with a bunch of people saying, hey, I don't see any Americans in this photo. There are no Americans in this photo. Hey, you should go back to India. There are some saying, oh, I do see Americans in this photo. And apparently there's like 2 white kids on the edge of the photo. They're like, hey, those are the Americans. You're not American. There's some asking him, hey, are you wearing shoes? Because in an interview, Vivek Ramaswamy, he chose not to wear shoes in an interview, and that rubbed people the wrong way. So it's just a bunch of racist comments all throughout the post. There was one saying that, hey, SAR, you should get out of here and go back to India. Now, I didn't know what the heck they meant by SAR, but apparently SAR is the way of Indians mispronouncing sir. Instead of sir, they say SAR. And I was like, this is some weird, off the wall type racism where I have to look up the words and everything. And that just goes to show you that the people that you aligned yourself with, instead of actually fighting with black people, right? Fighting with us for the issues and the racism that was going on in this country, you decide to malign us. You decide to dismiss black people, dismiss the grievances, give the whole, lift yourself up by the bootstraps. And now the same people have turned on you. The same people are now calling you, every name in the book. The same people are calling you slurs, telling you to go back to your country. The same people. And I just think this is a beautiful story. I think this is a beautiful story because I find it just eerily just confusing how someone like Vivek can align himself with these group of people while witnessing the vice president getting stoned, okay? They were throwing stones at J.D. Vance for having an Indian wife. That's what they're doing. They're still doing that. They think that they've lost the country because J.D. Vance's wife is Indian, okay? They believe, oh, we're going to lose the country.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
These ignorants, giving them a voice, which is exactly what Trump did. He weaponized the ignorance. That's what he did. Instead of most of them just saying, hey, we just need you to come out for one day and, we don't agree with you. Trump was like, no, you guys are the people. You guys are the voice of the world and everything. And he gaslit them. That's what he did. And that's what they feel that they have. They feel that they have an ally in President Donald Trump. And they will fight tooth and nail, as we can see, to uphold that sense of victimhood that has been, placed upon them, whether they know it or not. And Vivek gets this. This is what he gets, bro. And I have no problem with any of the comments that were calling him every name in the book. That's what he deserves, okay? You align with evil, you deserve everything that comes to evil people. You align yourself with the lineage of evil, you deserve everything that comes to the lineage of evil. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe Lucas Vivek is an American, okay? He's a great hero. Or if you don't believe, I hear you, but I think you're on the outlier. I think many people, especially within the Republican Party, don't view that. They view that as white. That's what they want. There has been a surge of white youth incels who have now been polarized, right? They've been galvanized to the point of, I don't think there's a return. And they see people like Vivek, despite him wearing the American flag, despite him saying, yeah, America, despite any type or form of assimilation, they believe you can't assimilate because you are not the right color. And those are the people who you decided to champion. Joke's on you, I guess. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Thursday through Saturday, there will be disagreement day. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this and subscribe. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Those are the Americans. You're not American.